Hi guys. So when we left, Mary and Colin are kind of having this conversation about just to kind of distract because the robin is nest building and they don't want to make him suspicious. I know it was something nice, said Mary eagerly. I believe it was something about Colin. I was thinking that if he was out here, he wouldn't be watching for lumps to grow on his back. He'd be watching for buds to break out of the rose bushes, and he'd likely be healthier, explained Dickon. I was wondering if us could ever get him in the humor to come out here and lie under the trees in his carriage. His carriage is like his wheelchair. I've been wondering that myself. I've thought of it almost every time I've talked to him, said Mary. I've wondered if he could keep a secret, and I've wondered if we could bring him here without anyone seeing us. I thought perhaps you could push his carriage. The doctor said he must have fresh air, and if he wants us to take him out, no one dare disobey him. He won't go out for other people, and perhaps they will be glad if he will go out for us. He could order the gardeners to keep away so they wouldn't find out. Dickon was thinking very hard as he scratched Captain's back. Captain is the baby fox. It'd be good for him, I'll warrant, he said. Us'd not be thinking he'd better never been born. Us'd just be two children watching a garden grow, and he'd be another. Two lads and a little lass just looking on at the springtime. I'll warrant that's better than all the doctor's stuff. He's been lying in his room so long, and he's always been so afraid of his back that it's made him strange, said Mary. He is strange. He knows a good many things out of books, but he doesn't know anything else. He says he has been too ill to notice things, and he hates going out of doors and hates gardens and gardeners. But he likes to hear about this garden, because it's a secret. I daren't tell him too much, but he said he wanted to see it. I shall have him out here sometime for sure, said Dickon. I could push his carriage well enough. Has thee noticed how the robin and his mate has been working while we've been sitting here? Look at him perched on that branch, wondering where it's best to put that twig he's got in his beak. He made one of his low whistling calls, and the robin turned his head and looked at him inquiringly, still holding his twig. Dickon spoke to him as Ben Weatherstaff did, but Dickon's tone was one of friendly advice. Wherever thou puts it, he said, it'll be all right. Thou knew how to build that nest before thou came out of the egg. Get on with thee, lad. Thou's got no time to lose. Oh, I do like to hear you talk to him, Mary said, laughing delightedly. Ben Weatherstaff scolds him and makes fun of him, and he hops about and looks as if he understood every word, but I know he likes it. Ben Weatherstaff says he is so conceited he would rather have stones thrown at him than not to be noticed. Dickon laughed and went on talking. Thou knows us won't trouble thee, he said to the robin. Us is near being wild things ourselves. Us is nest building too, bless thee. Look out thou doesn't tell on us. And though the robin did not answer, because his beak was occupied, Mary knew that when he flew away with his twig to his own corner of the garden, the darkness of his dew-bright eye meant that he would not tell their secret for the world. So they're nest building like the robin, because they are working on the secret garden, and that's kind of like their nest. So the next chapter title is Foreshadowing. Remember, we talked about foreshadowing means when the author gives you little hints about what is coming up next. And I told some of you that we were in eventually for an epic battle of spoiled versus spoileder. And I'm going to give you the next two chapter titles. Chapter 16 is called I Won't, said Mary. And chapter 17, which is my favorite chapter in the book, it is epic, is called A Tantrum. So that is where we are heading next in the story.